It's Thursday at the time that you are watching this, but I'm recording something a little bit early because I'm going to be out of pocket on Thursday and Friday. But I wanted to leave you with something juicy to sink your teeth into, and the person providing this delicious piece of content that I am super excited to take a look at is Tarakoman. If you are not familiar, he was one of the competitors from Japan in the TEPPEN World Finals in December of 2019, and he did really well. He got second place. So naturally, this guy knows his stuff, and he's been sharing a very particular Rathalos list on Twitter that I am really interested to try for myself. Let's take a look at this. First things first, I want you to note this is not using Wrath Awoken. It's not even using Dive Attack. This is using Blazing Wall, which for all intents and purposes is kind of a poor man's antibody activation. If you're not familiar, Blazing Wall is 14 AP to give one of your units plus 2 HP and a shield. So naturally this is defensive, but the way Tarakoman is utilizing this hero art is by using a lot of aggressive units and a lot of buffs, really similar to what we saw when Wrath Awoken was in its prime. True Faith and Beast Cannon are classic buffs. They give attack points to a unit of your choosing. Something that's new here is Inborn Powers, which if you're not familiar with this card, it moves a friendly unit to a random open board slot and gives that unit +1/+1. But if you have Memory 2, you get +1 MP. This is the first chance for red to be able to have any form of MP boost. Plus, it's kind of like a mini Ashura Senku from Akuma to move a unit out of harm's way and allow it to deal some damage. This card is really good. State of Nothingness is a buff that depends on the amount of times you've buffed something's attack. That card's been around for a while. Wall Jump for the shield. Feline and Iris are there because they have high HP and they can generate extra MP for you. Maki is a combo unit that's been around for a little bit. She's got great stats for her cost. Saragios has been around for a little bit as well. He's got flight and combo. You don't really see it used a whole lot, but Tarakoman's build specifically uses a one-off of Saragios, and I want to stick to his build because I feel like he knows this deck and the strategy and the game much more than me. A new addition here is Valstrax. This is a card that's been around since the Four Seekers. It's a 5 cost 2/5 with flight, rush, and agility. It's a great candidate for buffs. We also threw Agent's Memories in here because you're going to be buffing so much and using those shields. Agent's Memories, to get that memory threshold of 7 to be able to deal the maximum amount of damage, is almost guaranteed for just about any game. Tarakoman uses Lucia here, which is a card that you see often in Jill, but a lot of Jill players are kind of down on her value. Shoutouts to Mallet Moogle. He's got a lot of experience with this card. So what Lucia does is she has flight and agility, and she deals 3 damage split among enemy units when she attacks, but she's vulnerable to a lot. So we'll have to see how this works out. The last thing I want to mention is we have 1 copy of Blade Shattering Defense, which gives 3 HP to a friendly unit, but if you have Memory 2, you also get a shield. This card is really good as well. Again, full credit for this deck goes to Tarakoman. He is the one who crafted it, popularized it on Twitter. I'm just taking his craft for a little spin, but I'm going to link to every social media page I can find for Tarakoman in the description so you can go check out his stuff. Charge Shot. This should be no surprise whatsoever. Charge Shot is pretty good. I would say definitely at the top of tier 1 if we're going to talk about making a tier list. Maybe at the bottom of tier 1, top of tier 2. We'll have to see. This is a pretty versatile starting hand. We've got the ability to ramp. We've also got some damage dealers. I wish we had some buffs, but unfortunately we don't. Okay, that's unconventional. So I don't really know. I don't know what we're up against right now. I have no idea what this is. And you know how those unconventional decks can be. They can really catch you off guard and serve as a big old scary surprise. Oof. Alright, so he's going to put all of his stock into this one unit. But we need to get some buffs going. I hate the fact that we have these 2 cards in particular and aren't really going to be able to get a lot of mileage out of them. We'll throw out the Valstrax because we can use Blazing Wall and heal it and keep it alive, not heal it. It does give bonus HP, but it will allow us to keep the thing alive a little bit longer, but we are going to have to start using some action. Okay, so he's going to seal it. So there's no real point in going the extra mile to try and save it. So what we'll do is we need to get at least 2 memory. Unfortunately, we're just getting hit here with more units than we need in this situation, but we're not completely out of it just yet. Okay, so the X is down. Now this could snowball out of control. But the Sasquatch is definitely a weird choice. Definitely a weird choice. Alright, we have to use actions. We don't have a choice. So we drew into Liberating, which we can use to get rid of the Sasquatch. Just barely got there on time. Now, if he resonates, well, he can resonate. Oh, he's not going to resonate. Okay, so the Sasquatch is going to kick the bucket. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to keep the feline alive so she can contend with this X. Now, this may be a mistake, but the Volstrax is going to be up there doing his... Okay, so he's sealed too. Okay, that's dead. So if we have buffs, State of Nothingness isn't bad. It's got good value on it for when we get an actual unit that can make use of it. But for the time being, we don't. So we're just in a situation where we're just going to hang out and wait.
Critical damage
We'll replace our first dead unit with a Maki. There we go. The Iris will trade. This is a very weird deck that we're up against. But the potential for Charge Shot to just snowball out of control now that it's a lot faster, no matter what kind of deck you're looking at, is always scary. Okay, so he's going to be looking to try to keep that X around. So we'll try to protect this Maki because it's the open lane. We'll put State of Nothingness down, and then we're going to Blazing Wall. We want this Maki to hang around if she can. Just swinging for damage. Yeah, why not? We don't have the memory count that I want to have for that yet, unfortunately. But we're doing okay. We've got enough threats spread around that I am not super worried about it. Yeah, we're in good shape. Alright, we clinched that one out. Ebony and Ivory Dante. That is not something you see every day. But then again, you also don't see Blazing Wall every day. Alright, we swapped into some batteries. Good deal. I'm happy with this. We'll see if my happiness translates into a win. The unfortunate thing is we don't have a really good buff to utilize. It's odd. It's actually quite odd. Now they're just gonna... Okay, how do we want to do this? Because he's gonna try and get his double resonate on here soon. Luckily we've got Liberating. We just have to keep an eye on how much MP he's got. Okay, so he has 2. So he's trying to use Reverberate. I'm gonna bet that he does not have a 2 cost negate. And he doesn't! Okay, cool. We take those. Okay, this is Dive Attack. This is Dive Attack, so this is different than Blazing Wall. This is the more offensive one. The Hero Art that they tried to buff way back when, but it didn't actually turn up into a buff or anything. It just remained just as unusable, excuse me, as it always was. Okay, that's unusual, but okay. Do we want to play another Valstrax, or do we want to try to get away with Lucia? I think we want to try and get away with Lucia. Need to have this shield ready, though, because obviously he's got damage on deck. Alright, resonate before too much damage comes out. So this is playing just, I mean, this is playing like Shinku Ryu at this point. Alright, we want to keep Lucy alive, because if we can keep her alive, then she can have the ability to continue to deal her damage because she's swinging so fast. Another BB Hood comes down, but our Valstrax is still doing work. Not our Valstrax, our Lucia. Our Lucia's still doing work. I'm regretting it now. Okay, didn't move up to the top, so that's good. Alright, so she's just going to keep doing her thing. Doing her job. And this is the point where Dive Attack becomes the lesser of Rathalos' hero arts, because it's very dependent on board state. If you don't have anything on your board that will allow you to, be able to buff, to get that kind of presence, he is super lucky that he had 2 Guy in his hand. Cannot even begin to tell you how lucky that is. Alright, so we're going to buff, and we're going to do it early, because if he places a unit, then we can swap. Okay, he's just going to headshot. That's fine. Alright, he scoops, so we take that one. Wow, ooh, Tenkuha. One of my favorite decks to play. Is the final match here. Okay, we're going to swap to see if we get a battery, and we do. It's an expensive battery, but we got a battery. Now, here's the problem. This deck that we're playing is... Okay, this is not conventional Tenkuha. This may be the Resonate Tenkuha meme where you play V, and you really hope to get a Nightmare, and you really hope to make it unblockable. Or is it? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what I'm up against. That's unusual. The Pyrobat itself is not unusual. Do I want to buff again for free? I think I do. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to hit memory count too. Now, Lucia could be really, really scary in this setup. And as a matter of fact, we're going to do it. We're going to transform her. May get halted here. If he's got enough halts to keep me at bay, then that will be troublesome. But we're not out of this yet. He's not going too fast to be outside of our control. Plus, we have Valstrax. Yeah, see, now we're in good shape. Yep, he's going to be depending on that Palomu big time. Now, we are low on life, so that is something we got to keep in mind. And if he's got the halt, he can keep us at bay. Give it a little more health, get your Limpy back. Hatred Reborn. This may be going a little too fast for us. Okay, that actually worked out quite well for us. Okay, we're in good shape now. Alright, we're in fine shape. Perfect! That's a nice way to end a match. So there you have it, guys. That is Tarakoman's Blazing Wall deck, one that he has been sharing on Twitter, one that's been participating in a couple of Japanese tournaments. So I would highly encourage you to check this out if this is the playstyle that you like. I know so many people myself included, have wanted to see Rathalos make a bit of a resurgence, so maybe this technology will allow him to do it. What do you think of the deck? Let me know in the comments. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll try and catch up with you sometime this weekend. See you later.